are talking content. It really, I think it resonated big time with a lot of people. Now, granted, we drove it home hard at this year's summit, but this is the first time that I can think of where it feels like a tipping point, at least amongst our own base, that more and more people are starting their own show, creating their own podcast, hiring their own videographers. Like, people are actually, like, I think they realize it is sort of the next massive degree of separation, right? No different from, you know, back in the 90s with personal branding, or, you know, in the sort of mid 2000s, you know, social, and then, you know, obviously, you know, Zillow reviews, all these little subtle things that make an agent stand out or an entrepreneur stand out. I think it's just been, you know, it's just been fun to watch the trends, but now it's all video. And we've been talking about it since 2007, so it makes me feel like a dumbass as an influencer. Like, I just have not been able to get people to move the needle, but it just feels like right now is the time. So again, remember 2007 was the beginning of the economic meltdown, you know, globally. So, you know, forgetting the sort of the tactics and strategies of that specific time period. Prior to that, it was, you know, email marketing, it was websites, it was, you know, SEO, right? From a digital standpoint, you know, it's still super early even on Google pay-per-click. Companies like Boomtown, et cetera, didn't even start until 2007 or 8. So again, it would be more of the traditional stuff, expired listings for sale by owners, knocking on doors, making phone calls, and always working your database and working your sphere, right? So, you know, open house, geographic farm, all those tried and true methods existed back then. The difference was back then, in many cases, they were the only way to do it. You with me? Where if you look at business today, you know, there's how many agents that we know that, you know, completely dominate the digital space. Like, it is 70 or 80% of their business. That was unheard of back in the day, right? It was non-existent back in the day. So, you know, it's just fun. It's fun to watch the evolution of business. It's fun to watch the evolution of marketing. It's great to see the tried and true principles get reinvented, get modernized, made better. But at the end of the day, like forget everything. It's relationships. It's relationships, it's creating trust, and then it's scaling trust. So whether that was smoke signals, or, you know, billboards, or email, or knocking on doors, or making phone calls, or shooting video, it's always the same. How can I build more relationships? How can I become the sort of agent of trust, or you know, person of trust in my marketplace for my business? And then how do I scale that? How do I put it on steroids? Like, that's the game today. That's what video does. Look at the power of HGTV, Bravo, all these, you know, all these shows. What are they doing with, you know, $1 Million Listing, or fix and flip, flip and flop, all this stuff? It's getting behind the scenes and getting to understand, you know, who is Jesse, who is Tarek, who is Frederick, who is, you know, Tyler Whitman, like, and then you fall in love with their characters, right? Well, the same rule applies, right, to an agent vlogging today, showing them in their office, working with their team, out and about, in their car, driving through neighborhoods, meeting with clients, right? It just makes it real. Like, okay, that gal's the real deal. I can relate to her. I like her smiling eyes. I like her approach. I like her language patterns. I like how she treats her customers. You know, I like to see that she's putting in the extra hours or the extra effort. I mean, you know, we used to do personal brochures, right? And there was a time in real estate when, like, people would have these, like, massive brochures made, you know, multicolor, multiple pages. Here's me on the tennis, you know, team in my local club. You know, here's me with my kids. Here's me with my dog. And what we were trying to do is say, get to know me, but it was in print, right? And it was really expensive to produce. And what are you gonna do? Direct mail those to 10,000 people in your marketplace? You know what I mean? So now we can do that on steroids with our iPhone, and that is just, that's a gift, it's a blessing, and everybody should take advantage of. I just love, man, just the blue skies, wispy clouds, the contrast of the mountain to the blue skies is just, it's just stunning. Look at that. That's like wild. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a piece of art, and obviously the world famous Andy Warhol piece always comes to mind, but something with a banana in it. Okay.
Did you go online for Warhol bananas?
I did, but you know, it's all the same stuff. I'm trying to find something original, you know. Yeah, all right, cool, thank you, man. Appreciate it. See, I love that kind of stuff. I could just walk into art galleries like all day long. I just love that, like, you know, that up against like the gray cement wall. Very cool. Hi. That's awesome. Oh, look out at the bottom one. I am currently on fire.
Gentlemen, enjoying your day today?
Yeah, just out and about. We've got work in a couple hours, so we're just
Cool. What do you do?
just doing a speech at the St. Regis for a company called Better Homes and Gardens.
Oh, cool.
It's like a real estate company.
Okay, cool. Great.
Yeah, so we're just kind of shooting our vlog and wandering around beautiful Aspen and hanging out. Yeah. Hi, how are you? Good. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
Who's the artist?
You're left. His name's Christopher Martin.
Great. Hi.
How you doing?
Hey.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. I'm Tom.
Hey,
Oops.
Tom. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Super cool.
Thank you.
What's the, what does it mean? What's the story?
Well, they're all reverse glass painted.
Okay. What does that mean?
So they're clear sheets of glass, acrylic glass or polycarbonate glass.
Yeah.
And I paint on the back, and really what I'm doing is, you know, it's kind of been referred to before as organic expressionism.
Okay.
So I'm trying to combine a lot of organic, naturally occurring and naturally forming patterns with a painterly, you know, kind of a painterly expressionist piece. And each one obviously has little different variations of things.
So
Mostly I take a lot of
is
my
it on the
inspiration.
back then?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
Very
you're
cool.
looking through a clear sheet. So
That's awesome.
That started off as a clear sheet.
Very cool. Very nice to meet you, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, it
Appreciate
was nice seeing
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
so
it.
let me know if you do a vlog.
Thank you. Yeah, that was very cool. I'm like, you're like, well, here's the artist. That was my favorite so far.
Very different.
I mean, you know, very, very modern, but for my house, like that stuff is perfect. Exactly. But that's what's so cool about art. It's like, it's so personal, you know, like it's not, at least in my opinion, it's not what matches your house. It's like what matches your heart, you know, what matches your eye. What do you like?